ABC's latest release date announcement is great news for the rookie, but bad for Will Trent. What if I told you that ABC just made a move so bold, it could either resurrect a dying show, or kill a thriving one? Why would a network intentionally delay two of its biggest hits? When both ended on cliffhangers so brutal, fans are practically screaming for answers. And here's the twist no one's talking about. This delay may be exactly what the rookie needs to survive, but for Will Trent, it might be the beginning of the end. Because while everyone sees this as just a mid-season shuffle, the truth is far more calculated, far more dangerous. And it's not just about ratings anymore, it's about strategy and maybe sabotage. ABC's recent announcement seems simple on the surface. The Rookie Season 8 and Will Trent Season 4 have both been pushed to early 2026, with 18 episodes each. To most it looks like business as usual, tight schedules, limited slots, logistical balancing acts. But beneath the corporate polish lies a crack no one wants to address. Because for the rookie this break is a lifeline. And for Will Trent, it's a ticking bomb. Let's start with the numbers, because numbers don't lie but they often deceive. ABC proudly reported that the rookie's ratings increased 13% during its last season, and Will Trent soared by 21%. Success, right? Not quite. That 13% boost for the rookie came at a cost: uneven storytelling, character fatigue, and a season that, if we're being honest, left more fans frustrated than fulfilled. By the time Season 7 ended, even the most loyal viewers were asking the same haunting question: is this show still the same one we fell in love with? Meanwhile, Will Trent did the opposite. It exploded into a narrative high, deepening character arcs, twisting plots into knots of tension, and ending its third season on a double cliffhanger so devastating, fans were left breathless. A coma, a seizure, two main characters on the edge of death. But now, ABC is making both shows wait 8 months. For the rookie, that pause gives the writers time to regroup, to repair the damage, recalibrate the tone, and return with a sharper, cleaner season. But for Will Trent, the delay is a blade. Because when you build a fire that hot, and then let it sit in silence, what happens? The fire dies, the audience forgets, and momentum slips through your fingers like smoke. And that, my friend, may not be an accident. Because if you followed ABC's playbook, you'll notice a pattern, a quiet, careful preference for the familiar, for the safe, for the veteran face of Nathan Fillion and the procedural comfort of the rookie. So ask yourself, what happens when a rising star like Will Trent starts to outshine the old guard? You dim the lights, slowly, quietly, deliberately, before we reveal what ABC may really be doing behind the scenes. If you're the kind of person who craves the hidden truths behind corporate strategies and secret power moves in television, subscribe now. This channel uncovers what they never want you to know. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Here's the forbidden knowledge the press won't tell you. ABC's mid-season strategy isn't about fairness. It's about control. And Will Trent, it's breaking the rules of that control. You see, Will Trent did something ABC wasn't ready for. It redefined what a procedural can be. It wasn't just solving weekly crimes. It was challenging the status quo. It featured neurodivergent brilliance. It leaned into emotional vulnerability. And it made bold narrative swings, like putting two of its core characters in mortal peril in one single finale. The rookie, in contrast, has grown safer, more episodic, more procedural, yes, but less urgent. And therein lies the problem. Because networks don't always reward brilliance. They reward predictability. They reward shows that don't disrupt the schedule, that don't provoke headlines or fan uprisings when they're delayed. But when Will Trent was postponed, fans noticed, fast, and they weren't quiet. Which may be exactly what ABC didn't want. Now look closer at the data. ABC claims both shows will get 18 episodes weekly with minimal interruptions. But if history tells us anything, that promise can vanish quickly. One unexpected political broadcast, one reshuffling of the primetime deck, and suddenly, Will Trent is pushed another week, and another, and another. While the rookie, with its slower pace and easier cliffhangers, slips through unscathed. It's not sabotage in the dramatic, cinematic sense, but it is strategic neglect, death by delay. But why would a network sideline its more innovative show? Because innovation comes with risk. And risk disrupts power. ABC knows that Will Trent could become their next flagship, but they also know that too much change too fast destabilizes their legacy lineup. And the rookie is their legacy. So they protect it. Even if that protection comes at a cost. Even if it means burning momentum just to keep the balance of power intact. And now, with Amanda in a coma and Ormwood on the edge of a medical collapse, Will Trent is dangling on a cliff. In the entertainment industry, timing isn't just everything, it's control. And what ABC is doing now, it isn't random. It's a well-worn pattern wrapped in shiny PR statements and corporate jargon. On the surface, ABC's release plan seems reasonable: delay the rookie and Will Trent until early 2026 to make space in the crowded fall lineup. Logical, right? But dig deeper. These scheduling delays always hit the same kinds of shows. The ones that take risks. The ones that build serialized stories with long arcs and complex cliffhangers. The ones that need consistent momentum. And when those shows get held back, something strange happens. Viewers stop talking, the energy fades, and suddenly, the show's next season, no matter how good, doesn't land the same way. It's a quiet tactic, surgical, precise. The media calls it programming flexibility. Insiders call it soft burying. And it might be happening to Will Trent right now. Here's how it works. Step 1, you delay the return date, not indefinitely, just enough to disrupt the emotional investment. Step 2, you release it mid-season, where competition is tighter, slots are unstable, and audiences are less engaged. Step 3, you minimize promotion. No billboards, no major press tour, just a quiet rollout with modest fanfare. And finally, step 4, you cite underperformance as justification for cancellation, even though the audience was never given a fair chance to return. You think that's far-fetched. It's happened before. To shows like Stumptown, Whiskey Cavalier, Alaska Daily, shows that broke formulas, built passionate followings, but never got the runway they deserved. And Will Trent is walking that same tightrope. Because Will Trent Season 3 did something dangerous. It proved that a procedural can evolve. It showed that audiences crave more than case of the week. They want continuity, depth, a beating heart. ABC's model isn't built for that. It's built on The Rookie, a series they can control, episodic, structured, with a predictable rhythm, a show they can move around the schedule with minimal damage. But Will Trent, it's serialized, emotional, unpredictable. Every delay is a dagger, and the longer the break, the harder it is to reconnect the pulse. Even now, fans are left dangling, wondering if Amanda will survive the gunshot, if Ormwood will wake up, or if this entire arc will vanish into TV limbo. You know what ABC's betting on? That you'll forget. That you'll lose interest. That by the time Season 4 premieres, the urgency will be gone. But what they don't realize is this: you remember everything. You remember the coma. You remember the tumor. You remember every unanswered question they left you hanging with. And that memory, that loyalty, it's the only weapon left to save the show. But it gets darker. Because this isn't just about delaying a premiere. It's about dividing loyalty between two shows that were never meant to compete. Think about it. The Rookie and Will Trent have been paired for 2 seasons now. Same night, same network, same fans. They're sold as a package, but only one can be the favorite. And when both shows share a night but one starts dragging in quality, the other becomes the quiet threat. That's what Will Trent became to The Rookie in Season 3. It was faster, smarter, more intense. Its finale felt like a ticking bomb, while The Rookie limped toward a conclusion that, even fans admit, felt like filler. And ABC noticed. They don't want a war between the two shows, so they control the battlefield, equal episode orders, equal mid-season premiere, equal treatment. But we know better. Equal isn't always fair, because Will Trent needs that urgency, that cliffhanger, that fire, while The Rookie just needs time. Time to patch story holes, time to course correct, time to rebuild. The delay helps one show stabilize, but it helps the other disappear. That's the real strategy here. Let's go even deeper. ABC proudly claimed that The Rookie pulled 5.4 million viewers last season. Sounds impressive. But guess what? That includes Live plus 7 data, meaning they're counting viewers who watched the episode a week later. Why does that matter? Because Will Trent pulled 6.8 million, live. And yet The Rookie gets the larger spotlight. That's not just spin, it's selection. ABC's internal politics are leaning into legacy branding, favoring shows with more merchandise, more syndication potential, more established stars. Nathan Fillion isn't just a lead, he's a brand. And when brands compete with innovation, brands win, unless the audience intervenes. Unless you intervene. If Will Trent survives this scheduling hit, it could change everything. It would prove that audiences care about depth over brand, that serialized storytelling can thrive on network TV, that characters like Will, Angie, Amanda, and Ormwood aren't just placeholders, they're revolutionaries. But that survival depends on pressure, and pressure comes from awareness. So here's the real secret ABC doesn't want you to realize. Their greatest fear isn't poor ratings, it's public outrage, fan movements, social media campaigns, the kind of outcry that turns a quiet mid-season premiere into a loud, disruptive cultural moment. They want Will Trent to quietly return. But imagine if, instead, it exploded back into the conversation. If viewers demanded trailers. If clips went viral. If people remembered. That's the only thing that can turn the tide. ABC is playing a quiet game of attrition. But you're holding the reset button. Because the secret no one tells you is this: TV networks don't decide what lives, we do. And what we choose to remember survives.